Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this East Grinstead Town Council Planning Committee of the 3rd of June. We would begin with public participation, but I don't think anyone here. I don't think anyone. Wait, I shall move on. First of all, apologies. I don't think we have any apologies.
The committee is complete, Chair.
Well played, everyone. Oh, and we've got an extra. Evening, Councillor Barnett.
Good evening.
Item 2, if we to receive the minutes of the meeting held on the 14th of May. Those minutes have been circulated. Does anyone know? Actually, we need to approve them first. Can I recommend that we approve those minutes?
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any comments on those? All happy to approve those? Thank you very much.
Busy on looking, trying to get it across.
Late for the sleepers today. The rain. Yeah, with the all of that.
Where did I go to then? Just moved around.
We just moved into the other garden where we were going to use them as a peripheral bench, and they'll just walk down.
Okay.
Habitat.
So do we have a dig of
Some were so rotten.
It was quite
Some were really quite good.
How old are they?
10 years.
Oh. Probably not bad, is it? Well, they probably sleep.
Yeah.
So they're all older than that.
Thank you, Chief.
Right. Moving on to item 3, to receive members' declarations of interest. Do we have any from the floor? Councillor Peacock.
I'm a Mid-Sussex District Councillor on the District Planning Committee and reserve the right to change my opinion at a later date if any new information, analyses, reports, etc. comes to my attention. That's all.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Thank you very much.
You haven't got any soda, don't you?
Well, that's good. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you very much. So moving on to item 4, Chairman's announcements. I do have one. A consultation has been issued from the District Council as to the requirements for documents to submit with a planning application. The clerk has prepared a draft response. If anyone has anything else to add in, please could they send it via myself, the Vice Chair, or the clerk this week, so we can prepare the.
I think we're going to need to read it out, Chair, because we haven't been able to circulate that because it came in too late.
So the draft is as follows. Dear Sirs, East Grinstead Town Council are grateful to have the opportunity to reply to the District Council consultation. The Council believe that the local requirements on the whole are very good. We would recommend the following additions. Photographs as to the existing street scene should be provided to give a good understanding as to how the proposal will affect the environs. We note many applicants do add photographs, which we find very useful. Second point, a plan or photo showing where the trees in a garden when a TPO application is received. And third point, a minimal requirement resolution submitted in, as sometimes they are very clear. We very much welcome the inclusion of the biodiversity net gain, or BNG, 10% requirement. We would like submissions to include specific reference to where these BNG elements are integrated into the plans. We trust that this is helpful to the consultation. Yeah, that's where we are. So are we looking at points?
If I just add a quick fact there, the committee, those of you who've been on this committee for a while will know that we've had the local review come out before, and these are the comments that we've submitted before, except from the biodiversity one, because it's a brand new thing that's been added in this time. So it just seemed a reasonable comment to say that we welcomed that and would like some specifics included. But it is obviously for this committee to decide if that's the response that you wish to send in this time round. Unfortunately, it came to us very late in the day, and we have only until the 10th of June to submit our response. So I'm afraid it wasn't a possibility we able to send it around. It has gone round on the link so that all councillors can be aware of it, but this is the only time it's going to come before this committee.
Thank you very much. Anyone, any comments on that? I'm sure we'll move on.
If I just one, and this is more a practicality point, could we, and I'm sure this will save all councillors and everybody that uses Mid Sussex a lot of time and effort, that if they could look at when you download documents off of Mid Sussex, that it actually prefixes with what the document title is. Whenever you download, I'm sure we will download all the plans. They're all the names of the files are complete random digits of alphanumeric characters. So I have to go through painstakingly, save it as location site plan, existing plan, previous plan, site plan. It just, every time I must, and if you, it times that by everybody that uses planning portal, it's more of a technicality, but it just means you go on it, you want to hit extract all documents, and you want to open the documents up. Every time you don't know, you know, and you have to rename every single file. So I know it's a small point, but it's one that infuriates me, and I'm sure infuriates a number of extracts.
Thank you very much.
Can I just double check that I've got that in a minute correctly? So what you're requesting is that a separate request is that the district council portal could default to the name of the document when downloaded,
Correct.
rather than the reference number.
Then, well, it's not even it's some random alphanumeric. It's just,
I think
yeah.
it's the reference number of the scan.
It's all I know is it means nothing to no one, because it's
Yeah,
just
Yeah, so either the name or the reference.
with a reference to the planning, ideally
Yeah.
planning application reference underscore name of document. So 24 dash underscore 2402 underscore location plan underscore site plan underscore just, yeah. I must have spent 20 minutes renaming things today, of which my time would be better spent actually looking at the documents.
More than happy, Chair, to have that in there. It's not strictly what they're
I know,
consulting,
I'm being a bit cheeky.
but it's the only way of really sending that at this point. So I'm more than happy to send that in if that's what committee would like.
Well, not myself. Right. Anyone else? Oh, we have to move on. Councillor.
You still on chair, is that Shane?
Yes.
Okay, just a couple of things. I think I forwarded these through to you, but it's relevant now because the person started at the district council and the planning department. Steve Ashdown has now taken the position of Nick Rogers, who's retired. Steve Ashdown is head of planning and development, so over all the planning officers. And he has confirmed to me this week that he will remain the Imberhorn farm application, which is in, as well as committee will know, and also a new director of planning, who's replaced Sally Bromfield, which is Anne Luck, has started her duties at the district council last week.
So was that Anne Luck?
And she's taken a spell for district council with the sort of Weybridge area. So I was introducing a committee. They have started new names to relate to and the town parks. Any correspondence.
Councillor Whitaker.
Chairman, would it be appropriate to put into our minutes to actually to note our thanks to Nick Rogers for his many years of committees, and he's been very happy. I appreciate some of you are newer, but he has been out in the past to come and talk to our planning committee here, and he's always been absolutely excellent at responding to anything to your queries. So that's his committee happy.
Very much, yeah.
I'll make that.
Good one to do them. That's good. Good idea. Right. So moving on to item 5, the consultation on the radio base station. So along with the agenda, the relevant document regarding the proposed base station upgrade over at the train station. It should have been circulated as well, so you all the best chance to have a quick look at that. So this is the council's opportunity to reply on any views as to the cornerstone proposals. If we, I'm seeking comments at this stage, right?
This is our opportunity to respond to it. So exactly the same way as we would any of our other comments on the applications that come forward. This is the opportunity for the committee to say whether they would support it or whether they have any reservations or other comments they wish to have passed on.
Does anyone have any comments on this proposal? I'd be minded just to say that connectivity is obviously quite an important thing in the town, so I don't think we really want to stand around trying to make that as efficient as possible. So I've got to sound, so I guess we can move on. No, we can propose.
Well, and just to say, there was the one down in one lane, and I've heard no objections to the upgrade they did to that one. So I think, if they follow the same principles, which I think they are, we've had nothing's come through. I'm not sure if that work's been completed. Do we know the work down in one lane? They were upgrading that back, I don't know, 9 months ago. But it might just be worth just seeing if that's been completed to get a sense of level of success and potential impact, and maybe if it hasn't been done, maybe suggest that they're not done at the same time, so we have complete outage if there's a problem.
And the location where it's going seems better to stop somewhere that would be a complete hassle as well. So all happy, I think. Okay, so item number 6, we have tree applications, which you may have noted that in my PowerPoint there was 2 sets of tree applications. We only in fact had to look at one of them from last week. My apologies for that. Really be going through this, shouldn't I?
You can start share, so you can just click.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here they are. These are the correct. So those are our 2 tree applications. Does anyone have any comments on those?
Yeah, just a quick one, and it's good because where you got the ash tree, it's actually been explained why those 2 branches have been removed. Which, if we had that every time, an explanation of why a tree has been felled, why a tree has been reduced, we wouldn't need to even discuss them. We can read them and move on. And we know exactly why those branches are. And I think that's brilliant.
Could I suggest that we go back to item 3 or we're talking about the information that we're asking for people to supply to the district council when they have planning applications? Because Councillor Scott has just made an excellent suggestion.
You like it?
Seriously, no, absolutely seriously. That's exactly what we were looking for to add to those comments. So could we perhaps add something in based on what Councillor Scott just said, if you feel that's appropriate?
I mean, you're the one that knows how to work these things.
Thank you, Julia.
We already made the decision.
I'm quite shocked. I'm having a drink. I'm shaking.
It'd be nice if you raised it at the right moment. Okay, we'll get there. We'll sort it out. Right, sorry, can we just go back to my letter, the draft letter before we.
Oh, sorry.
That's why Councillor Scott just made an excellent suggestion that something be added in there with regards to the detail on tree applications. Is that what you're asking?
Absolutely, yeah.
Can say again what you just said?
We can just read them at our own leisure, and then all the chairman has to say is, does everybody agree with the tree application? Yeah, moved on.
Yes, but what we're talking about is what they're submitting to the district. So you're asking for, can you just say again what you were asking for so we can get that?
The explanation why of what's wrong with the tree for the reason of alteration, whether it's felling or lopping or reducing.
Could we just agree that we're happy for that to be added in?
Would the committee support councillor Scott's point?
Seconded.
Lovely.
Ms. Gould, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I think it's carried by the looks of it. Well done, councillor Scott. Right. Where did we get to? Application. So as per the tree applications themselves, I always forget what we actually do with these.
What we're doing is we're recommending approval subject to no adverse report from the Sussex Tree Office.
And I don't think we have any comments on those particular notes.
Seconding?
Please.
If someone could second that, that'd be
I'm more than happy to second.
much obliged to you, councillor Park. Can I take a vote on approval?
That's carried.
Thank you very much. So now we go to the applications proper. And I believe we're beginning with 24 Blackpool Farm Road. This is a front extension, and I believe councillor Pond might want to take this one.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. This is one, I could have easily skipped over it, to be perfectly honest. It's a single-storey front extension, and so when you first look at it, you think, oh, it's a single pitch roof, straightforward. They just want to probably just have a cloakroom or potentially a downstairs toilet as you go in before entering the rest of the property, or maybe extending the lounge. So there were no objections on the portal, and really the one thing I'm keen to get this committee's input on was just when I then looked at the actual floor plan, I was a bit sort of confused because it had a bedroom straight away, and I'm like, well, you can't go into bedroom, which was the front door. So if we could move on to the next. So here is the existing. So this is the existing, straightforward. So you can see there's a main sort of front door there, and then they've got a second side entrance off to the right. You then go through to the next, which is the proposed. You can sort of see what they're doing here on the right hand side. You can see it's a single pitched extension to the front of the property, and on the left hand side here, you can see they've kind of got what appears to be a new, what I would consider a main front door, which is now on the left of the property now, rather than being central. And it's hard to read, but it's a double door to the right hand side there, which so again, it was just not concern, but reason to have a look a bit deeper. Nothing on the rear, so it's purely on the front of the property. And if we go forward to the next one.
Oh, that's what I've put on there, councillor, sorry. It's just the existing and the proposed I put on there.
I'm wondering whether we could maybe skip, and I think the floor plan is important to sort of show. It's going to be quite. I wonder if you've got the emails open just to show that screen grab.
Not on there.
Not on there.
How far out is it coming?
It's not coming. It's you can see it's a few meters, so it's not insubstantial in terms of the front, and that's why it's not an LDC, whatever it's not a. It's going through. It's a HOU, which my understanding is like a full a household application rather than permitted development. On this, and whilst we just dig it up, I think my only cause for concern is if you blocked off the utility door, you'll see on the plans when we bring them up, that door goes straight into a double bedroom, which has an ensuite and facilities to the left, washing facilities to the left, and then goes through to a utility room, which has got a double door through to the rest of the property. And my only concern really was if you blocked up that second door to the rest of the property and turn the utility room into a kitchen, of which it would have facilities, given that it's a utility room, all of a sudden it could become another occupancy. Now, it was more my recommendation, just quickly going straight forward, would be for approval, but on the proviso that
It doesn't come.
it would need to be another planning application if that was to become a self-contained unit, which in essence becomes a separate front door with a separate separate kitchen, separate wash facilities. In other words, a separate property. And then again, I'd be keen to get those more learned councillors that have been on the committee a lot longer to know whether we actually have seen this before and whether we actually have any concerns around it. As I say, it stood out being a bit odd than necessarily wrong
Yeah, it's fine.
for this to come through.
We've seen that many times. Many times we've looked at extensions or whatever, and we've seen what they could do with it in the future. And we've seen that quite a lot. And I think we made that proviso before as well, on many occasions.
Yes, if it'd be the proposed floor plan or whichever. Just don't hit the download button because you'll just get this random file name. But if you click on the so it's a proposed, I think it's a proposed ground floor, yeah, that and hopefully, yeah, this is the one. So if you look at the right hand side now, so the left hand side is that separate door which is going now the new, what I would call the new door to the main property, which goes into the lounge on the left hand side. And then front right, there you can see those double doors that are going straight into a downstairs bedroom. And you can see on the left there, there's wash facilities, toilet facilities that go straight into a utility room, which obviously has a double door to currently be accessible from the rest of the property, but could easily be blocked up.
All I'd just like to say is it's very, 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 very rare you see an extension of that hill on the front of the house. At the back, not a problem. They just don't want to lose a bit of their back garden, but on the front, because they are long gardens at Blackpool. They are quite long.
Yeah.
And they're probably not used. The back is used, the front isn't. But have we not got room on the side to make it a side extension?
Yeah, if you go back on the PowerPoint, if you wouldn't mind, Chair, sorry, I'm messing the chair around here.
I've got to say, if it's at the front, it would be out of keeping to all the other houses.
Have we got the location? Sorry, I'm now
Let's go back.
going back one. And yeah, here you can see they already, and I haven't looked into this. Apologies, committee. They already seem to have a property already in the garden. I haven't inquired as to what. I didn't have the time, and apologies, to look at the previous planning applications to understand what that is. But you can see they've already got a building in the rear of the property. That might be a workshop. I don't know what that is. But you can also see that the frontage does extend beyond the neighbours. And I know it is single story, but it is beyond the front line of the adjacent properties as well. So, my recommendation would be for approval, but on the condition that, that we don't want that being turned into a bedsit or another property without coming forward. I don't know whether that's what wording we want to put around that, or whether that's feasible, possible with my colleagues'
I
agree.
think you may be able to put forward would be that a condition that this extension cannot be made into a self-contained
That's exactly what.
separately to the main or occupied separately to the main property. I think that's as much as you get.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. Thank you. But yeah, so I don't know. That's my recommendation. If anybody wants to second that or have a discussion.
Thank you, Councillor Whitaker. Anyone have any further points on that? I'd be happy to go to a vote. So, on the basis of the addition from Councillor Pond to the notes, can I take a vote on approving this one?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Councillor Pond.
And apologies for the late notice on that.
Apologies for the late notice of circulating the presentation. I think that is.
You just carry forward, sir.
Am I screenshot?
I think you are. But can you just carry on? You will going through this. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.